All right, what I have here is a fresh install of Windows, and I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to show everybody how I set up my Atari Lynx game development environment. So this should work for all operating systems, not just Windows. But if you are on Windows, the first step that you will want to do is go to the command prompt and open it as an administrator. And once you're in your command prompt as an administrator, you should type in WSL space -- install. What this will do, it will install a Ubuntu subsystem on Windows, and so you get all the benefits of Linux while still being on Windows. This is going to take a while. And once it's done, we need to reboot the system. So let's just do that. Once it reboots, the terminal should start automatically. So let's just wait for that. All right, so a million years later, it asks us to pick a username. It doesn't need to match your Windows username, so just type in anything you want. Next, it wants a password, and type in the same password again. There you have it. So the first thing that you should do is upgrade the system. So let's just do that. To do that, type in sudo apt update and your password. And after that, type in sudo apt upgrade and confirm it with enter. All right, so after that's done, let's install a couple of essentials that you will need for development. To do that, type in sudo apt install space build - essential. Now that we have that, let's go into the browser and search for the compiler that we're going to use. In this case, you're going to use CC65. Go to the GitHub page and copy the URL here. Go back into the terminal, type in git clone, and then right-click to paste. So this created a new folder. Let's look at the contents of our home directory. It's created this new folder called CC65. So let's change directory into CC65, CD space CC65. And once we're inside here, type in git checkout, and the version that's usually recommended is v2.19. Press enter. Now that they've checked out this tag, type in make all targets in all caps equals links. So now we're compiling the compiler. Once it's done, let's go back a folder, back to home directory. And what we want to do now is add the bin folder of the CC65 that we've just compiled into the path variable. So to do that, we want to edit the .profile file. How you wish to do that is up to you. However, one way could be to type in notepad.exe and then the file name. Scroll down, copy one of these, and paste it below. Now edit the path to point to the CC65/bin folder in your home directory on both sides, on both lines. Add a new line here and type in export CC65_home equals quotation marks, and inside the quotation marks type in the path to CC65. Now save and close. Now, if we restart Linux, you can close this by pressing Control D. I also recommend installing the Windows terminal because it's much better overall. So inside here, open our new tab. We're going to look at if we successfully added CC65 home to environment variables. So that can CA65 from %. Now, there was no error. It's just that it did find CA65, like Stack and Rich CA65. And it indeed was able to find the compiled executable inside our CC65 bin folder. Now let's also see if we successfully added CC65 home as a variable. Type in echo $CC65 _ home. And indeed it worked. So another thing that you will likely need is Bastian's sprite packer. So just search for Fortitude Bastian. That's his GitHub username. SPRBCK for sprite packer. Now let's do the same thing again. Copy the URL. Go back to the terminal. Git clone. And then right-click to paste. Press enter. And let's change into the sprite packer directory. And inside this directory, there is a source folder, which we want to cd into. So cd source. And type then make and press enter. So this compiled SBRCK executable. It's right here. But instead of adding now this folder to the path, let's just move this new executable into our user binaries. So to do that, type in sudo mv for move, sbrbck /user bin, and then press enter. Now this. Let's go back into the home directory. All right, let's check out if the move worked. Type in sbrck. Indeed it worked. So if it didn't work, what you should do is type in chmod +x and give the path to the sbrck executable. Okay, next step. We want to download a template. You can find it if you just look for the Lynx jam on itch.io. And go down here and download the game template. Now, this template we want to extract into our home folder right here. So an easy way to do this is to type in explorer.exe and then space and put a period after it. The period represents the current directory. So when you press enter, Explorer will open inside the current directory. So let's just extract. And let's rename it so it's easier to type. All right. So inside the home directory, there is now a template directory. Let's go into that. Now that we're inside the template directory, let's try by typing make all. What you need to do is type in chmod +x and then sprite helper. So this makes the script executable. Let's try it again. And it seems to have worked. Let's take a look at the contents. And indeed, there is a myrom here. So to open it, you could do sudo apt install manofen and then type in manofen and the name of the ROM file. However, you do need to Lynx boot image. So let's just go and find that Lynx boot image. Once again, it's on GitHub. This time, though, you should press the raw button and download the file. Once again, we need to put the file that we download into the into some Linux directories. Let's just open the current directory and let's go back to the home directory. .metnofen, firmware, and just copy the Lynx boot image here. Now, a thing that often happens is that, first of all, the Explorer window doesn't automatically refresh. So to refresh it manually, press F5. And you'll see that there were actually 2 items in this folder, not just one. And this zone identifier file tends to be generated whenever you create or move files using the Explorer window. So let's just delete this extraneous file and close all the unnecessary Explorer windows. And let's try the Metnofen myROM Lynx again. So it did work. However, there is no sound because it is being run from inside the Linux subsystem. So a better way to do it is to install Metnofen or another emulator such as Felix or Holani. I'll be installing Felix this time. Felix allow, it's on this GitHub. Relax. And just take the newest release. And let's move the file that we just downloaded into a more suitable folder. Let's go maybe in C, create a new folder called Felix. Go inside and paste the Felix exe here. Now to run Felix from inside the Linux subsystem, we can type in the full path to the exe that we just moved by typing /mount/c/felix/felix.exe and then supply the name of the ROM. And it does work, which is great news. The next step is, it's optional, obviously, and I don't like VS Code myself, but a lot of people do, and it does have a very useful extension, which is if you go to extensions and search for VSL, you'll find this one here, and if you install it, now close VS Studio and go back here and go into the template folder, type in code space, period. Again, period represents the current directory. And what this will do, it will install all the necessary extensions and such to enable you to just use VS Code without the terminal, because the terminal is built in if you press on this button or press the Ctrl-J shortcut. So now we're inside here and it's all integrated.